What kinds of creativity are happening in Wisconsin? Dance, chalk art, and music, just to name a few. We start this episode of the Arts Page by celebrating the Milwaukee Ballet's 50 years of passion and performance. Visit the Museum of Wisconsin Art's annual Art and Chalk Fest and learn 3D drawing from a master chalk artist. And tap our toes to the music of the WhiskeyBelles. That's all coming up now on the Arts Page. Welcome to the Arts Page. I'm your host, Sandy Maxx. We start our look at Wisconsin art right here in Milwaukee with a milestone. The Milwaukee Ballet is celebrating 50 years of tradition and innovation, from classical ballets like Swan Lake and the Nutcracker to truly unique productions like Dracula and Peter Pan. Artistic director Michael Pink and his creative team have revolutionized storytelling through dance. Time now to get a first look at the Milwaukee Ballet's new home and learn more about the dance company's history and legacy.
Milwaukee Ballet is a classical ballet company, therefore most of our dancers are trained in classical ballet. They come from the four corners of the world. The style of work that we present ranges from classical to very contemporary dance, and our audience has grown to expect that level of diversity. What is important and really differentiates us from many, many other companies is our commitment to narrative work. We produce full length, by meaning an entire evening's entertainment that tells a story without speaking a word. Both my wife Jayne and I, when we first met, we were working together in England, and the company we worked for was really beginning to pioneer the idea that narrative dance could really mean telling a story, a complex story, not just boy meets girl, bad guy, good guy, prince, fairy, swan, whatever it might be, and then lots of lovely dancing. Our primary goal was to really tell a story that had integrity, that had continuity, and that really developed the characters and their relationships. And so together we really pioneered the idea of developing non-verbal narrative theatre, and that's become a major part of the identity of this company.
We take time to talk about things and really invest in that storytelling, and sort of being able to articulate how you make a dancer understand how they can actually speak with their bodies is really crucial.
Attending a ballet is an all-round emotional experience, largely because you are seeing beautiful movement or complex movement with your eyes. You're invariably hearing interesting music, and often than not, it will be live. So that is your symphonic contribution. And you're telling a story without using words, so it has no language barriers.
The very beautiful Luth San Miguel is a true ballerina, and for me, the real deal, and the kind of dancer that I would wanted to have emulated if I was, younger, looking up to her. So she's just been a joy to watch, and such a perfect exponent of Michael's style of choreography as well.
For me as a dancer, to get to work with Michael Pink was like an epiphany. I always knew that there was something else to ballet that I was missing, that nobody else was giving me. I didn't want to just dance technique for the mere reason of dancing technique. I wanted to get a deeper approach and more dramatic approach. And Michael is a master of storytelling, and he loves the dramatic part, the acting part of it. You have to be a great actor to do his ballets. I just found home, and I got my artistic freedom. And yes, not only you have to have a strong classical technique and do it beautifully, but now you're going to use it to express emotions and to tell a story.
So on top of Michael's sort of impeccably high technical standards that he holds for all the dancers in the company, which is incredibly important for a ballet company, he also has the same standard for artistic qualities. So Michael in the studio is split between how you're portraying a character and also how you're executing your steps. So it's incredibly inspiring working with someone with his wealth of knowledge and experience.
Well, certainly in the 17 years that we've been here, I think dancers and social media communication, they start to find out about what's happening in Milwaukee. They connect with each other, and then they're also new work. The opportunity to actually be part of a creative process, a nascent creative process, is really exciting one for a dancer. So you're not just doing a blueprint of somebody else's Aurora or a Prince Siegfried. You actually get to make something brand new. That's something you keep with you forever.
I think it's human nature. People want to belong somewhere where they feel valued, appreciated, listened to, and a part of the process. And the world of dance, because of the nature of it being usually young people, again, it is assumed that you're young. What would you know? This is a perfect size organization.
It's not an institution, that's the difference.
It's certainly not an institution, and 25 dancers is a really nice, intimate group of people, so everybody gets an opportunity to be a part of it. Here you can grow, you can develop, you can be just about anything you want, and I think that truly speaks to why people say, I want to make Milwaukee Ballet my home, I want to make Milwaukee my home.
Every time I say I'm from the Milwaukee Ballet, I am terribly proud of that. And I'm very proud to be in this artistic community.
I think Milwaukee Ballet's mission to maintain traditions but also push the art form forward to continue to bring joy to people, and I think it will continue on for years to come.
I would love to think that the legacy of this company will really be its first 50 years and its history and its journey, and in particular the time that I've had the great fortune to be its artistic leader, that we've elevated the art form to a level where more people are coming to the ballet, more people are appreciating it, people are really aware of who we are as an organization in our community. But I would like to think we might become a role model for success for companies of similar sizes around the country, around the world, and that people would be inquisitive and interested enough to want to come and see how we do things here, because it's always about an ability to learn and continue to learn.
You can see photos and videos of the Milwaukee Ballet and check out all the events planned for their anniversary season on their official website, milwaukeeballet.org. Coming up, you'll meet 3 Wisconsin women creating their own kind of country music. But first, did you ever draw with chalk as a kid? Maybe outside on the driveway or on the sidewalk? Well, street painters take that skill to a new level. The Museum of Wisconsin Art in West Bend celebrates these artists at their annual Art and Chalk Fest. The grounds of the museum temporarily transform into an outdoor gallery of artworks created with colored chalk.
The Museum of Wisconsin Art, or as we like to say, MOA, is located in West Bend, Wisconsin, which is about 45 minutes north of downtown Milwaukee. We define the museum as a kind of cosmopolitan museum in a quaint, small town. The Art and Chalk Fest is by far our largest event of any given year. Every summer, the last weekend of July, to do a kind of community-based exhibition of chalk artists. And that's really kind of innovative within the state.
A chalk artist is somebody who takes chalk work or sidewalk chalk, soft pastels, and creates artwork on a horizontal plane. So the standard rule of thumb for me is if it's 10 by 15, I'm going to stretch my canvas 3 times longer and 1/3 wider at the top. This way, when you're standing there looking at it through the camera lens, it's going to morph itself back into proper perspective and create that illusion that the object in front of you is actually standing there on the ground.
We love chalk art at MOA. It is so different from anything else that you see inside the museum. It's definitely experiential. So the chalk artists really kind of perform for an entire weekend. Our chalk artists come from all over. We feel very fortunate that we've had some of the top nationally ranked artists come to MOA and be part of the festival. But we also have some great Wisconsin artists. And so we're happy to introduce them. And then we now include 3 younger artists, typically high school age.
I was trying to focus on something that would appeal to young girls, because I know young girls love rainbows and unicorns and sometimes Starbucks too. It's really enjoyable, and it's such a friendly community of people too that travel all across the country, and it's just such a neat way to express yourself for everyone to see.
I am making Dolly Parton. I came across this Dolly Parton picture and I was like, you know what, this is the one I'm gonna chalk, you know. I did the grid around it just so that I could do like the basic outline and get the proportions right, and then I just started with the color.
This is a deer in the forest, and I was inspired to do this because I live on a lake and I like the feel of the lake when I go to it, and I wanted to portray that in this image. My favorite part of doing chalk art is the creativity. You can really just throw in whatever you want and it'll still look pretty good.
One of the other things that drew me into chalk art or street painting was the fact that I was going to be out of my studio and in the public eye. And I find that the interaction with the crowd fuels my energy level and just allows me to express myself better. Well, here at MOA, they decided not only was I going to help new chalk artists, but maybe I should do a program for the students, for the younger kids. And I am always all about teaching the younger generation something about art. It's really great for the students to be able to come to the workshops in advance and meet one of the artists that's going to be on the ground actually chalking during the event. They're going to learn a lot about what I do, what the other artists do, how we use our chalk medium form, and then when they get to the event to see the actual show, they're all giddy and excited because they actually know that artist. I know that artist.
Today I am working on an inspirational piece from one of H.H. Bennett's images, and it's of his great-granddaughter. What they had done was they'd made this diorama, and then they placed her in the within the scene. She looks like this major giant inside, and I like to do a lot of work with animation characters, so I decided I wanted to do a 3D animation using that photo as my inspiration. So a lot of times I'll start with the eyes, because that seems to be the most appealing. Once you get the eyes down, people are so focused on the eyes, then I just branch out from there. So I did her eyes, I did her face, worked down through the mountains, and today I get to come back and I get to add whole nother layer, which enhances it even more.
When you come to the Art and Chalk Fest, you actually have a chance to see how the artist works and thinks, to ask questions, and I don't think there's anything better.
When people come out here to look at these images, I just want them to enjoy the fun aspect of what I've created.
I really love the fact that the public can come and see and check it out. It's just a whole different medium than just sketching on normal paper, you know, and I just really love it.
Although all that chalk art is now gone, you can see fascinating photos of this year's impressive creations at the Art and Chalk Fest at the Museum of Wisconsin Art on their website, artchalkfest.com. And now we meet the women who named themselves the WhiskeyBelles, an all-female musical trio based in Milwaukee. Their music is a unique blend of classic country, folk, and Americana music. These sweet-singing songwriters perform versions of favorite songs along with original tunes filled with catchy lyrics that'll probably make you want to dance.
How's everybody doing today?
We are the WhiskeyBelles.
from Milwaukee. This is called Borrowed Trouble. I've been digging this hole all day long. Needed your love, but I'm moving on.
So it all started about 10 years ago, and then this arrangement has been around for 8 years.
WhiskeyBelles just kind of had this ring to it, and it kind of stuck. My name is Kimberly Unger. I play fiddle in the WhiskeyBelles. My role is I'm basically the only soloist in the band, so I would take what normally would be a guitar solo and play it on fiddle.
My name is Sarah Moylanen, and I play bass in the WhiskeyBelles. I kind of play it in more of a bluegrass style, and it sort of lays down the bass rhythm because we don't have a drummer. So Chrissy and I have to make the rhythm happen.
My name is Chrissy. I play guitar in the WhiskeyBelles. It acts as a rhythm instrument. I think I play it a little more percussively than most acoustic guitar players. And so, like Sarah said, it replaces the drummer. Well, we got our sound from a trio, which is Dolly Parton, Linda Ronstadt, Emmylou Harris. So we started off learning that album and kind of figured out where our sound was. But again, that was 10 years ago, so we've definitely evolved from there.
I guess you would categorize this as like Americana / bluegrass / traditional country.
We really, we do everything from Dolly Parton to Beyonce.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just, it really kind of depends on what speaks to us. And, I think this would be a really fun thing to try.
We kind of take our own personal take on the songs that we play. Like, we don't play them like a traditional
cover band
does. We WhiskeyBellify it, we make it our own.
And country's such a dirty word, too.
I know.
It is.
Yeah, like I don't even like to say I like country. I like good music.
I like good music, yeah.
Okay, so where do you want to start?
Let's do the whole song again.
Okay.
One,
Usually we come with an idea or a song already written, and then we play it, and then it develops from there. So then we create the arrangement around that to really fit the three of us.
Mm-hmm. And I think that holds true for every song that we do, whether it's an original song or a cover song.
Right, and most of the time we're adapting songs that don't have three-part harmony into three-part harmony. So it's fun to try and, make all three of our voices work together on stuff that you wouldn't normally hear it on, so.
And that's the best part.
Yeah.
Arranging and being creative with whether it's our songs or something that you hear on the radio.
I'll take you out, we'll have fun. I'll take your woman in a bar, drink the bottle,
It wasn't until that I played with the WhiskeyBelles where people just stop and they're like, 3 women all playing their instruments and all singing and all just being these powerhouses. So it's a lot more fun than solo shows.
My favorite thing about playing out with these ladies is that we can just do a song a cappella with it's just our voices. And I don't think people realize that it's really us singing at times. And we just work that hard on our harmonies where, you know, it's tight. And so when we stop and just play a cappella and sing, yeah, it's neat. When you see us smiling on stage, it's genuine. Like there's no other place we'd rather be. We love to perform, and that is, I think it transcends onto our audience, and they really can feel that joy and that energy. A lot of people, I don't really like country, but I really like what you guys do. That, to me, says that we're doing a really great job at what we do. When you sing with people that you connect with on a level like this, it's like you're giving a part of your soul to your audience. And it's a very vulnerable place to be, but it's so rewarding on so many levels. And to call these ladies my friends on top of that, it really is amazing. We've just spent so much time together. It brings us a lot of joy. And again, I think that people see that when they come and see us play.
Well, we were friends first. So friends first, and then we became a band.
Get ready to see more country music on PBS in September as documentary filmmaker Ken Burns explores the musical style in depth. Go to MilwaukeePBS.org for schedule information and enjoy more of the WhiskeyBelles music and videos, and see their performance schedule at their official website, WhiskeyBelles.com. Did you enjoy the Wisconsin art and artists you saw in this episode? Do you know artists or arts organizations that you'd like to see featured on our show? We'd love to hear from you. Give us a call at 414-797-3760 with your comments and story ideas. If you can't wait to see another episode of The Arts Page, you can stream our previous episodes and learn more about our show online when you visit the Milwaukee PBS website at MilwaukeePBS.org and click on the Arts Page. You can find Milwaukee PBS on Facebook, too. Please make plans to join us next time for a special episode all about the Milwaukee Art Museum's Junior Docent School Program. I'm Sandy Maxx, and thank you for watching The Arts Page. I'm Sandy Maxx, host of the multi-Emmy award-winning show, The Arts Page. We give viewers an inside look at the creative people and places in our diverse arts community. For example, we're on location at the historic Pabst Mansion, the home of Milwaukee beer baron Captain Frederick Pabst. At over 125 years old, this is one of the last grand residences on Wisconsin Avenue and includes an impressive collection of nearly 5,000 decorative and fine art objects that were original to the home. This is one of the many art stories we get to share. Here's a peek at a few more. As the 2017 Pfister Hotel Artist in Residence, Bayview native Margaret Musa transformed her modern-day studio to take us back to the 1800s, when the only way to take photographs was by using big cameras, chemical concoctions, and darkroom development. We got a personal tour of the 2018 monumental works along Wisconsin Avenue as part of Sculpture Milwaukee. Milwaukee native and Grammy winner Grace Weber established the Music Lab as a way to mentor local high school students interested in pursuing a music career and make connections with professionals in the music industry. Ulana Tishinsky and Ann Grunow share the traditional art of pisanka, Ukrainian Easter eggs. For 50 years, the Kids from Wisconsin has trained young singers, dancers, and musicians from across the state on what it's really like being on the stage and on the road. For over 200 episodes, we've been proud to tell the unique art stories of southeastern Wisconsin. You can learn more about the Arts page online at the Milwaukee PBS website, as well as on our Facebook and Instagram pages. On behalf of the Arts page team, thank you for your support of our show and Milwaukee PBS. I grew up a dancer all my life through my college years. So I guess one of the stories that really resonates with me is the half-hour special on Tour de Force, the Milwaukee Ballet's program where children who have some real physical difficulties and some health challenges learn to dance with Milwaukee Ballet teachers and dancers themselves and performers. And when you see the connection and the profound effect on not just the children, but also on the dancers, it's inspiring, it's heartwarming, and it shows what the power of dance can do in the lives of not just these children, but also to improve the lives of these Milwaukee families. And that more people are finding out about this great work that Milwaukee Ballet is doing by watching the Arts page. And that's just one of the inspiring stories. Wait till you see what we have coming up next.